February 9th, 11:15 a.m., Discord, Cafe Lobby, number 1. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. We are here in part 2 of the trial of Iris, and we are playing right now as Miles Edgeworth, and we're about to get Larry Butts into the witness stand. So let's see what happens here. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm not really sure what to say. Iris, we only have 20 minutes. There are 2 things which I need to ask you before we can reconvene. Alright, I'll help you in any way I can. First, about that night. You really didn't go to the Iron Temple, correct? The last witness claims to have met and talked with you in the training hall. Either you or Sister Bikini is lying. Mr. Edgeworth, it's just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my own room, in Hazakura Temple. Very well. The second thing, then. That night, the temple snowmobile was used in between the time Sister Bikini returned to the main hall and went to report witness to the murder. Sometime between 10:30 and 11 p.m. that night. Were you the one who used the snowmobile? Uh-oh. There was only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me. So it was you. But why? What made you go out to the Dusky Bridge? I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. Iris, I can't tell you about that yet. Yet? Not until her safety is confirmed. Her? The safety of the Acolyte. The Acolyte, huh? She must be talking about Maya. Iris, look at me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Elise Dunin? No matter who or what may come, I could never take a life. As I thought, no psycholocks. Very well. It is my job to get to the truth. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough. A lot of psychic locks we have to deal with right now. 11:36 a.m. District Court, Court number 7. Court will now reconvene. Miss Von Collin, where is the witness? During the break, the man was detained for suspicious behavior in the gallery. Suspicious behavior? He was sketching something, very intensely. Did we ask why the witness was sketching when he was detained? Ain't you a terrifying woman, armed with a demonic face and a vicious whip? I can only presume that his attention was captured. Anyway, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse for the artist to fill out the card. Larry Stunham, I hope you're ready. Get in here. It would seem that whip is going to see plenty more use today. Ouch! Your sketch is in contempt of this cut. Hey, I was just going artistically. Ouch! You tried to run away from the bailiff who was trying to hand you your subpoena, correct? Look, I'm nothing but a fledgling artist, treating them out in the mountains. I'm only drawn down here in the city because I ran out of green paint. Don't use the technical term for the color, viridian. Larry, this isn't an art store, now is it? I know, I'm good to treat high, okay? Look, art is all about working in the fields, isn't it? Working in the fields? I presume he wanted to say field work, I hope. And that's it. Thanks, buddy. It's kind of sad that I was able to understand a mingled train wreck of a sentence. I just happened to stop in here and found a wonderful new model. Her, I guess? So see, I've got nothing to do with this trial, at all. I expect all of your faces to be red when you realize this mistake, bright red. Or, to use the technical term, crimson lake. Ouch! Ow, ow, ouch, ouch, ouch! Stop your pathetic blabbing and testify like a man. Refrain from whipping me, Mr. Karma. Cross-whipping is as bad as cross-checking. Witness, that was all your fault. Testify, now. This is too much for me. Oh boy. What I saw. I was at that lodge out in the mountains, looking up at the stair that night. Stars, rather. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone on the bridge that night either. The girl I was waiting for didn't show up. My teacher died on me. I'm all alone now. Aren't I itchy? Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyers during your testimony. I'm just a nobody, nothing but a small, worthless man, aren't I? And why was I asked for my name and occupation, or anything else? Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have quite a severe inferiority complex. He's recently been the cause of numerous incidents. I think he's finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people. Yeah, that's right. I'm behind everything, every case. Watch out, okay? Just touching me will make you eternally unhappy. Well then, let us proceed with the cross-examination. With no touching, thank you. We can delve into other details at a later time. Okay. This was pretty easy. Wait.
Objection!
Hey, Butts. I can understand why you might want to throw your old life away. You're pretty pathetic, and you cause all sorts of trouble. I'm sorry, but having realized just how much of a nuisance you have been, that could be considered a step in the right direction. Edgy, are you trying to console me? It certainly does sound like that way to me. However, I cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the incidents you create. You're totally pinning this on me? Now then, let us talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder take place, asked Phoenix Wright to report it. Thus, he headed for the public phone by the bridge. There, he happened to cross a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Butts. That's right, me in the flesh. Listen carefully, witness. It doesn't matter if you change your name. So long as you remain pretty pathetic, you will continue to cause these incidents. That reality will not change. But what do you want me to do then? Larry, what you need to change is your inner self. But for now, what you saw that night, testifying truthfully about this one issue is all I need from you. Edgy, I think I've finally woken up. Well, I guess I could still be sleeping. But anyway, I'll do it. I'll testify. Well, I'm not sure this will go especially well. I'll ask again then, witness. What did you see on the night of the murder? What I saw, part 2. I went to the shack around 9, so it would have been about 10:30 p.m. was lying in my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. I looked out the window, and Dusky Bridge was on fire. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's when I ran into Nick. You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you? So, what happened to the bridge after it caught on fire? It was like me after a 3-day stint chasing a girl. I totally burnt out, like almost totally gone. I mean, trying to cross the marines was what caused Nick to fall. What did you say? Oh, don't worry. There's nothing life-threatening. He just caught a cold. I never know with that man if he should be called lucky or unlucky. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, please commence your cross-examination. Okay.
Hold it!
You said right away, but exactly how long after the strike was after that? What's that? The lightning fell, and then the bridge caught on fire. Maybe around 5 minutes? I mean, I suddenly thought, gotta go check this out. How far is this small shack you were in from the bridge? Hold on. Well, it had pretty much stopped snowing. I guess about a 5-minute walk. And how did Dusky Bridge look when you got there? Like I had recovered a piece of my childhood. I mean, not even the bonfires kids make doing school championships can compare. Well, should I press him on for a little more info? Larry, let me ask you one thing. Listen, Edgy, what's with the serious face? Why do you call anyone? Huh? What do you mean? Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one would try and tell someone. There was a public phone right by Dusky Bridge, correct? Of course I thought of doing that. So then, let's hear why you didn't. Uh-huh? Oh, yeah, okay. A reason. My reason. It isn't that I didn't try to tell anyone. I just didn't have time to, okay? I arrived at the bridge and Nick showed me up less than a minute later. You sure about that? Okay.
Objection!
Your very existence being a contradiction, I'm not sure if you can grasp this or not. What the hey, Edgy? You make me sound like some sort of alien. But your testimony is conclusively contradictory. The problem here is time. I've never been the best timekeeper, you know. 3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him on your bicycle. How long does it take for you to catch up with him? Terrible are those. This is much more simple. You saw the lightning strike Dusky Bridge, and immediately went to see what had happened. Is this correct? Yeah, well, I would waste about 5 minutes first, but more or less. I have the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45 p.m. You say it takes less than 5 minutes from the shack to Dusky Bridge. Meaning you probably got there around 11 p.m. That all sounds about right, I guess. And then Nick showed up and did his falling act. That is impossible. What do you mean? 11 p.m. is when the murder occurred in Hazakura Temple. Thus, Ryan was still there, in the courtyard. There was no way that Larry could have encountered him at Dusky Bridge at that time. Excuse me. I have an objection. You do? Edgy, how many times have I had to say this? I'm not Larry. I'm Louis the... Yeah! It has not been proven that the murder occurred at 11 p.m. The sister only said around 11 p.m. In which case, it could have been earlier than that. Why so funny there, Miss Francisca von Karma? The top ahead is slippery. For there is still no way the ride could have been at Dusky Bridge at 11 p.m. And why not? It is clearly written here in the weather data report. It took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15 p.m. Which means what exactly? Wright did not see the bridge while it was being consumed by the flames that night. In fact, he did not arrive on the scene until after the flames had died down. Larry, you arrived to the bridge at 11 p.m. But Wright did not make it there until at least 11:15. I suggest you to stop hiding things and just tell us the whole truth. Now then, what happened during these missing 15 minutes? I feel like I just got brutally woken up by toilet splashback. I guess I was still sleeping after all. Haha, punch me. Order. Oh. So there's a missing 15 minutes prior to meeting Phoenix Wright. I hardly see that as much of a problem. Yeah, not much of a problem at all. Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes, and there's a phone right next to it. Why then, did you not report that at the accident? Yes, witness, why didn't you? Were you there simply to watch the bridge burn? And therein lies the problem. Even after the bridge had burnt out, he was still there. Staring into space, this witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civic duty. That's what it sounds like. Ah, but this is Larry we're talking about, and even he is incapable of being so stupid. Which means that there has to be a reason for his inaction. Edgy? I think it's about time I got serious with you, dude. Just as I thought, you've been playing with us all this time. Listen, I'm going to tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all? Yes. I mean, we really say this and say it. Very well, I have a terribly bad feeling about this. However, let's have the witness finally give us the whole truth. Now, for this 15-minute gap, what were you doing, witness? The missing 15 minutes. I'm a denim. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipping up into a frenzy of art. The shock and awe I was feeling, I transferred all directly onto the page. Before I realized it, the flames had gone out, and then he came running up. I suppose artists can be strange folk. That's right. I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw the perfect sketch. Including the truth, from the sound of it. Mr. Edgeworth, that has removed the last of your doubts. Not at all, Your Honor. One very large doubt still remains. And what would that be? This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. So why did he think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag the reason out of him. Ha ha ha. You'll regret this, Edgy. Well, let's see what we can do.
Hold it!
He's sketching the burning bridge? The burning bridge and everything that came with it. What? Came with it? You want to hear this from my lips, do you, Reggie? You'll regret this. That sketch of... Ah! Enough. Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already, witness. What are you talking about? I know what you're talking... What do you mean? That does indeed appear to be the fastest solution. I'll leave it to you, Mr. Edgeworth. What should I do? I've got a terrible feeling that the instant this sketch is revealed, the entire world may be changed by what is depicted there. Look at it, obviously. Larry, I wonder if you could show us your sketch, please? Well. Even I couldn't imagine it to turn out this way, like this. Imagine what? That Larry's Denim's debut would take place here, today, like this. Ouch! Show it, now. Okay, let's steel yourselves. This is the world of Louis Denim. Whoa. Well, so this is Dusky Bridge, correct? Quite a large bridge, isn't it? Your response, Miss Von Karma? Yes, well, it's a bit of drawing than I expected. Isn't it? I saw good we produced those flames. I really did. Yes, I'm sure you did. This is going to get ugly. No one has the courage to green up, it seems. This mysterious flying object. Larry? What? The Green Bridge is fine. But, what is that unfortunate-looking figure? Ah, you spotted that? I thought you might. However much I might want to ignore it, I can't. It's Iris, of course. Iris! I wish she'd take better care of herself. We have to plan for our future, you know? What would have been happened to her if she had introduced herself fine like that? Larry, please, answer this next question honestly. Okay? Are you really claiming to have seen this? Are you claiming to have seen the silhouette of the defendant flying over a bridge that was engulfed in flames? Yep, that's what I saw. That's why I drew it. I'm an artist, a real artist. Are you... Hi, the girl. She's really high up in this picture. What was that for? This is all a bad dream. I was hitting you in the cheek to test that theory. Please have your own cheek from now on, if you wish to test your wild theories. Anyway, no court of law will ever acknowledge that people can fly. Actually, there is some precedent for this. She was flying pretty high, my sweet Iris. She was about 30 feet above the bridge. At least, it was really something to see. This has to be some kind of mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, please bring the witness back down to earth. What? Me? This witness is your friend, is he not? I seek to read the foolishness, Miles Edgeworth. Let us get back to the cross-examination, by force if necessary. Mr. Edgeworth, I expect you to expose the obvious contradiction here. Yes, Your Honor. Looks like I've got another reason to remember this moron. But what do you think of my debut piece? Get the thing away from me. Let me sketch added to the court record. Horrible sketch of what he saw the night of the crime. Now, hurry up and cross-examine him. Okay. Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care. In your position, that's just being irresponsible. I drew exactly what I saw. I'll give you a whole dollar that is the truth. And that is truly the case. And there's one thing that we can say for certain. What might that be? The person who flew over the bridge could not have been the defendant, Iris. What? What do you mean? I don't understand. Yeah. I'm foolhardy full of folly of a foolish statement for an equally foolishly foolhardy fool. How exactly can you make this claim? Tell us, Larry. According to this picture, the individual whom you say we saw was wearing a hood, correct? Of course she was. That rundown shack is quite a way from the bridge. The hood is what told me that this floating angel was my Iris. The hood is my darling Iris, and Iris is my darling hood. Huh? Ah! It seems there are bigger fools in this world than the one in the defense's bench. Larry, there's something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She had given it right as a gift. Are you going to change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was right who took flight? What are you talking about? I think you can understand what I mean just fine. Why? Why didn't Nick have the Iris's hood? What? Edgy, what's going on with this? Iris and Nick. Why you, Nick? You dog? I do believe that this unbelievably mysterious sketch is destined to disappear, discredited and discarded, straight into the garbage. Ha! Ha 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 ha. What is a now, witness? It feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come. And today is the day I get to completely stupefy you. What? What is the meaning of your outburst, witness? I hate to have to do this, but I have some definitive evidence. Definitive? Evidence? Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge. And I, Louis Dunim, shall prove it. I didn't expect to ask this again, but we shall be needing your testimony once again. Tell us anything you know about concerning the defendant as depicted in the sketch. And show us your evidence that this nightmare was actually a reality. Okay, I hope you're ready, Edgy. I hope you're ready, Edgy. Because I'm going to feed you a whopping serving of pain. You've been serving us a whopping serving of pain this whole time. Trust me. Proof that Iris flew. When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, I was so frantically searched all over for her. That led to me to finding a beautiful crystal sphere, half buried in the snow. I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost this crystal sphere that night. A crystal sphere? This one. Pretty, isn't it? But finders keepers. That sphere. Where did you find it? Let me see. Around here somewhere? Looks about right. It was half buried in the snow. It had pretty much stopped snowing by then. But there was still some falling as I walked to the bridge. The codex up this crystal sphere. That's mine, okay? I'm gonna back afterward. There's something on it. Wait. There's something on it. Oh my, it's blood. What? Blood? Crystal sphere added to the court record. Found half covered in snow near Dusky Bridge, the night of the crime. Has blood on it. You ready, Edgy? But tomorrow morning, you'll be calling me Master Larry. Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's gonna push me around anymore. Didn't you want to be called Louis de Nim only a few minutes ago? Okay. A second. Look at that. Has the same sphere, I believe.
Objection!
Larry, that night there was someone who lost the crystal sphere. There was? Who? Who was that stupid idiot? Miss Elise Denim, the mentor to a stupid idiot. The victim? I have a photo of her here. And on the end of her staff, you can see a familiar-looking crystal sphere. Hey, that's my photograph. Give it back. Ouch! A crystal sphere like that is quite easy to find. I have one just like it on my brooch. They look nothing alike. In any case, please take a look at this. This is the victim's staff, found on the scene of the crime. Ah, the crystal sphere. It's gone. What? Just what does this mean? If anyone jumped or flew across the bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris. After all, she was not wearing her hood. More importantly, the crystal sphere found in the landing site was not hers either. That means the one who flew and dumped the sphere was the victim, Miss Elise Denim.
Objection!
I fell alongside another fool, and a fool's aiming to reach a foolish conclusion. First of all, this sketch, which I've heard to call a scribble, is ridiculous. People cannot fly, thus it is rejected. You can't do that. I saw it. In this crystal sphere. This is nothing more than a red herring. You honestly believe that? Give it some thought, and I'm sure you'll realize that as well, Madam Miles Edgeworth. Elise Denim was in her room in the night of the murder. There was no reason for her to go into Dusky Bridge. Therefore, this sphere cannot be related to this case. That is all.
Objection!
Miss Francisca von Parma. The only people who will accept this explanation are scatterbrains and clowns. Why are you pointing at me? The victim's crystal sphere was found near the bridge on the night of her murder. Yet you expect us to believe that this has nothing to do with the case?
Objection!
That crystal sphere. It was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder. After the murder? There was blood on the crystal sphere, isn't there? This naturally suggests that it was thrown away either after the murder took place. The killer placed it there to throw the investigation off the scent. Which is the exact same reason that he drew that ridiculous sketch. What? You mean, I'm the killer? No way! Oh, joking aside. Just when did this crystal sphere appear near the foot of the bridge? Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe that this is related to the case. She makes a valid point. There was no evidence that at least Nim left Hazakura Temple that night. However, if somehow this crystal sphere can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed, then this case is going to be transformed into something else entirely. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? I want your final opinion on the disposition of this crystal sphere. If it is not really related to the case, then this witness who you called will have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time. Prepare yourself with some very appropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth. Can I prove it? Can I prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place? Yes, I can. Can I prove it? That isn't the issue. I can simply prove it. That's the only option. That's what I need to do. That's the way Phoenix Wright would do this. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. I will prove that this crystal sphere is a vital link to solving this case. You do what? That look in your eyes? That look in your eyes. You remind me of Phoenix Wright when he is cornered. That should come as no surprise, because right now, I am Phoenix Wright, and I am indeed cornered. I order you to present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Evidence that proves that the crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the murder. Well, I think the crystal sphere is supposed to be here, but I don't see it anywhere.
Take that!
This crystal sphere was half buried in the snow, correct? That's right. If it had stopped snowing, then it would have been game over. The snow would have completely covered it. That's all I needed to hear from you, Larry. Your testimony makes one thing quite clear. What? When the crystal sphere was dropped, it was snowing. Even it was ever so slightly. Snowing? On the other hand, let us look at the scene of the murder. As proven earlier today, there was no snow on the victim's body. Ah! Therefore, the crystal sphere must have been dropped before the murder. What? Order! On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to the ski bridge. And there, something occurred that caused the sap's crystal sphere to come loose. What could that have been? This sphere, there's some blood on it, isn't there? Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this junction. The real crime scene was near the foot of Dusky Bridge. The murder didn't take place in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. Only a fool would suggest such a foolish piece of absolute foolishness. Just who was the fool? And which part is so foolish, Miss Von Karma? Haven't been paying any attention to this whole time, Miles Edgeworth. The sister saw everything. You saw the victim being killed by the defendant in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. That's not exactly true, now is it? To put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body. That's the same thing. No, it isn't. You said yourself. Maybe that the blood is actually lost, and the moment of the blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed. If that statement is the truth, then this key bridge could very easily be the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed, thus there was no bleeding.
Objection!
You are forgetting one vital thing, Miles Edgeworth. At least Nim's body was found in Hazakura Temple. On foot, it takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple. You mean to suggest that someone carried the body all that way? I made it this far. The only place to take this is to the end. I just need to prove that my version of the events is also perfectly plausible. Now, if the defense is ready, the court would like to have an explanation. Please show us the method by which the victim's body was carried to Hazakura Temple. I think it's this, actually.
Take that!
On that stormy night, there was one way that body could have been moved. The snowmobile. As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of the murder weapon. But it could also have been used to carry a body. Order. Yeah. This is completely unacceptable, Miles Edgeworth. You've dug yourself into your own grave. What do you mean? The only one who could have used the snowmobile was the defendant. She's the one who moved the body. Doesn't that put the final nail in your coffin? Heh. You're too late, Franziska von Karma. And in fact, the defense has proven something else entirely. We have shown that this case requires further investigation. What was the victim and this student really killed? If her body was moved, what of her for? And finally, just what does this image mean? Do you even need to think about that? Such a creature can never see the truth, let alone describe it.
Objection!
This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. However, he would never utter a lie that could hurt a girl with whom he is enamored. He drew this, so it is something that actually happened. The defense stands firm on this point. Gee, thank you. That settles it then. I cannot give a verdict under these circumstances. Grr, grr. Right. I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It is just as I thought. Franziska von Karma, you make a wonderful partner. Excuse me. There was one reason, and one reason alone, for me being here. To expose the darkness lurking in this case, and then pass it on to right. Really? That's what this was all about? You could have just told me that from the very beginning. Then I wouldn't have had fancy ouch! Miles Edgeworth, I don't care about what you're here to do. This is my chance to finally grind you under my heel. A shame that your chance seems to have slipped you by. What a shame, Renzi! This is all your fault. Such a terrible weakness. You are an affront. Oh, ow, 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 ow. I demand satisfaction. I cannot believe that the witness's testimony relates to an actual event. However, there has to be some sort of answer for the questions it raises. Have his words here today been the truth or lies? Next time we gather in this courtroom, those are the matters that shall be addressed. I'm counting on thorough investigations by both the defense and the prosecution. And with this, the rest is up to you, right? Court is now adjourned. To be continued. Well, that was very interesting. So, I'm going to save it here. And next time, we shall continue the trial. I guess this one. So, that will do it for this video, everyone. And it appears that'll be it for As Plain as Miles Edgeworth as well. So, next time we shall continue the investigation as Phoenix. And see what we can do next. So until then, everyone, hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, go ahead and hit that like button. And until next time, have a great rest of your day, and take care.